today I'm going to be installing this 50-inch ball light on my little Mazda B2200 pickup. Now, YITAMOTOR was kind enough to send this to me, and we're going to go ahead and get it installed and wired up on this pickup, and we're going to see on how it works out and on how bright it is. I've already installed a light like this. It's a 32-inch on my backhoe, and it's insanely nice to have. I can't wait to see on how much brighter this larger light is. Now, wiring up these lights is super easy because it comes with a full wiring harness, and everything you need is just right here, already wired up and done. Anyone who's ever watched my channel before knows that I do not do wiring. However, I can wire up these because there's really nothing to them. You basically just have your positive and negative that you hook up to your battery, and then you have your positive and negative right here that hooks up to the pigtail on your light. And only thing I had to buy was just 2 wire splices to connect these together, which is not a big deal. It's a few cents a piece. This already has your inline fuse here, and it has your relay right here, and your on-off switch that has a sticky back on it, so you can just stick it wherever you want inside your cab. Well, I'm going to go ahead and find a place. I'm going to put this light and get it installed and wired up. Well, this comes with all the hardware you need to mount it, and even comes with the Allen wrench. It is all really pretty self-explanatory on how all this mounts together. I'm going to have the light mounted on my headache rack to where the mounts face that direction there. I can get it adjusted and leveled off once I get the light actually screwed down into place. You can about adjust these brackets to wherever you want, and about mount anywhere you want, I reckon. So once these brackets here are on, I can go ahead and start measuring out where I'm going to put it and make sure I get it centered so it's not sitting off to one side. Okay, I believe this is where I'm going to install the light. Is right here on my headache rack, and it's going to actually be raised up so it's not resting on top of the cab, but it's just sitting there for right now. I thought about mounting it directly on top and having these brackets flip down. However, I was thinking if I would happen to get into anywhere where there's any tree limbs or anything, I didn't want to rip it off. So right here makes a great place, better wind resistance, so it's not sticking way up here above the cab. And I'm going to be using some self-drilling screws that I bought to get this mounted. The light does come with hardware here to bolt it on, but I didn't want to bother welding mounts onto my headache rack. For most applications, you could use the hardware, but for what I'm doing on my home-built pickup bed, it's going to be doing a little bit different. This also is not going to be a permanent place for the light either, because I'm eventually going to build a roof rack that comes over along with kind of a whole brush guard setup off of a front bumper with the guards going all the way up the cab. It's going to be a whole big ordeal. That's all going to be coming here later on. Anyway, though, for now, this light probably not going to be here permanently, and I'll probably mount it on the roof rack here when I get that built. So for now, I'm going to use the self-drilling screws and get it screwed onto there, and it should be good to go. So I got the light installed here on top of the pickup, and I also went ahead and got the whole thing wired. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's super easy to wire, and I'm going to show you how I got it hooked up. So under the hood here, I have the positive and negative wires off that light hooked up to a battery. Here's the positive here, and I hooked the negative to the ground cable. I have a splice in it here, so I hooked it up. Here's the inline fuse that comes with the light, and then I have the relay sitting back up underneath there. And please excuse the huge wiring mess in this pickup. I keep saying every video I do involving this that we're going to get cleaned up, and here it still is. Haven't done it yet, so just ignore all that stuff. So I have the wire running down right here, and it goes underneath the pickup and I mounted it to the side of the frame so it's kept up out of the way. Then it comes right back up here behind the cab and up to my light. And then I also have the switch wire that also comes off the battery, and it goes up right here. If you can see that in there, this wire here, and it tucks up into the back of the cab, and then it goes in to the switch that came with the light. The switch they give you, I mounted up right here inside the cab. Take this out of the way and have it mounted up right here. So you got your on-off switch, and that switch is sticky on the back, so you can just stick it wherever you want, and it works out really well. So as I said, this light, there's really not that much here when it comes to wiring, and I do not do wiring, and I can wire it up easy. So that's really saying something. So now that the light's finished, I just need to wait for it to get dark, and we'll get it tested out and see how bright it really is. Well, now that's completely dark, we can test out this light and see what it does. Yeah, that was a mistake. It may not be a good idea to stand directly in front of the light when you turn it on and stare into it. Bad idea. Okay, here's a comparison of those are headlights on the pickup on dim, and that is on bright. This is even with a upgraded LED light I have in this pickup. Then back to dim, and now with the LED ball light. Oh yeah, that's a difference. That's a really big difference. Brights on the pickup. Bright and dim really don't even matter. Yeah, that's definitely really nice light. I'm going to take it down the road and see what it looks like. Well, no doubt this light is crazy bright. The camera probably doesn't do justice to how bright it really is. If you want to get this light yourself, there'll be a link in the description and in the comments for this light. And when you follow that link, it's going to give you 15% off, which makes it a crazy good deal. I'll also put up a link for YITAMOTOR store. They sell a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of Jeep accessories and bumpers and ref racks, lights, about anything you ever want, they probably sell. So I'll put a link to that, and be sure to go check them out. A big thanks to YITAMOTOR for sponsoring this video and sending me this light. It is a nice accessory, this pickup. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of work this pickup here this year. As I mentioned earlier, building the ref rack, bumper, and the brush cords go around the fenders and the cab. Going to get the pickup painted, and a whole bunch of stuff that's going to happen this pickup this year. So be sure to subscribe, follow along so don't miss any of that. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you think of the light. Let me know what you think I should do with the pickup. I really appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next week.